Many times people ask me, what was it like growing up in New York City in the 90s, in the 80s? Stay tuned to this video. I'm gonna break it down to you exactly what it was like. Check it out. Raised in the 90s, born in the 80s, post-crack epidemic in Queens, New York, Corona, Queens to be exact. What I remember the most is just violence, drugs, addictions. Even when I used to finally get off the yellow school bus and walk to school or walk to the bodega, I remember seeing the chalk outlining a dead body covered by a white sheet and the yellow tape blocking off the crime scene because the police were on the scene after someone was violently murdered. That was Corona, Queens. On a regular basis, you would hear about murders and homicides and trauma and addiction and cars being chopped up and sold for parts after being stolen and buildings being blown up and just gang violence all around. And it was just a horrible existence when you compare it to the way things are now in New York City. You have old New York and new New York. And in some places in New York, it's still the same as the old 90s. That's when the mayor had to come in, Mayor Giuliani, and had to revamp it. And this is where I come from. This is the era I come from. But I don't want to make it sound like I'm the tough guy, because guess what? I've been shot at. I've had people try to kill me. I've had people give me guns to hold and drugs to hold, and I'm not proud of doing that. And I bring it to your attention because my past is very different from my present. I went from being a high school dropout who's been arrested, born and raised on welfare by a single mom, to going ahead and becoming a medical doctor, holding a doctorate degree in medicine. Google my name. You'll find me published in the Journal of Medical Toxicology and the Journal of International Medical Students, amongst others. And I say that to say this, my people. Use me. Use me as a fucking stepping stone, as motivation, as inspiration, as whatever you want to call it. But use me as something that you can do or obtain as well. Why do I say that? Because while I was making these transitions, I gained a lot of wisdom. I stopped being a fool and I started learning how to move through life and how to be a winner in life. Although it wasn't completely winning because I was losing control of my life for a certain amount of time. I lost control because I was addicted to substances. I've mentioned them before, but it's worth re-mentioning. Alcohol, energy drinks, pornography, anger, adultery, all these things were in my system, and I was not in control of my life. I didn't have clarity. So if you ask me, what was it like being raised in New York City in the 90s in Queens, Corona, Queens? It was similar to what you see in the Bronx going on in today, where the majority of people, they're lost. They're trying to figure it out. They're trying to know how to move forward. But some of them can't even see the light. They can't see themselves reaching 20 years old. And I could relate to that. So if you could relate to this, if this resonates with you, just understand that self-development is the key for yourself to get out of that situation, no matter what situation you're in. Focusing on yourself, working on yourself will give you the ticket out the hood. Because a lot of times people make the mistake of prioritizing professional development over personal development. Ideally, you work on them both together. Leverage the mind-body connection. Work out. Get strong. Watch what you eat. Learn a martial art. Have a stoic mindset. Have a can-do mindset. Have a positive mental attitude. don't be a fucking victim. Because no one's coming to save you. You gotta save yourself. I did, and it's paying off handsomely. This is Dr. Ray. I hope this helps. Peace.